In order to commemorate our 100th episode of Comics Should Smell Good, I present to you the lyrics to our theme song. Comics should smell good like bacon. Comics should smell good like popcorn. Comics should not be wrapped in plastic. Comics should be read and held and sniffed and fondled and rubbed all over your body. If you're into that kind of thing, which I'm not, totally. I am Groot.
And welcome to Shamus Should Smell Good. No, I'm not.
Shamus?
Comics, whatever.
Who's Shamus?
Seamus.
The wrestler?
Kinda? No?
He's terrible.
He is pretty bad.
He does not sell any moves.
Really?
Anyways, this is not a wrestling show.
Yeah.
No, this is the 100th episode of Comics Should Smell Good.
100!
Aren't you excited? I'm excited. He's excited.
Even the Video Monkey's excited. I mean, you can't really tell. He's kind of doing the... But we're telling him to put his armpits down, because...
You'll have to go by our word.
Yeah. But we're going to get right into it this week.
Because there is a ton. The first week of October was huge. The second week of October is still huge.
Yes!
But why don't we start off with something
Big.
pretty friggin' large.
Yes!
This is the newest Black Sad hardcover from Dark Horse Comics by the team of Juan Diaz-Canales and Juanjo Guarnido. Yes. Awesome anthropomorphic detective action. Some of the finest cartooning in on the racks right now. Just pure cartooning. Amazing, beautiful watercolors, ink brushwork. It's just freaking gorgeous, man.
First time in English, the European bestseller. If you like noir, anything, highly recommend.
If you like bright yellow Cadillacs.
And if you like bright yellow Cadillacs, then that's up there too. On the dark and kind of spooky side, going with the October feel, we have Clarion #1. Clarion was created by Jack Kirby for the Demon comic back in the 70s.
Reinvented by Grant Morrison in the early 2000s.
For Seven Soldiers, and here we see Ann Nocenti of old school Daredevil fame, and Trevor McCarthy of recent Batwoman fame, taking on the kind of usually pissant little kid who has way too much power for his own good, but you know what he's missing? Where's his cat?
The cat shows up.
Is the cat inside?
Yeah, there's totally cat.
Alright, because there totally needs to be
There's always cat.
There's always cat. But yeah, new from DC.
And a new miniseries launching at Marvel this week. Guardians of the Galaxy villain Thanos has a god up there listening. This actually follows his son, however, through most of the issue, Thane, who was introduced in Jonathan Hickman's Infinity, and sort of his quest with a member of Thanos' Black Order to explore his origins and figure out where his father is out in the multiverse. This is written by Rob Williams, and with art by the team of Iban Coelho on pencils and Mastin Giaffo on storyboards.
Those are great names. Giaffo.
Just Mast. I wish my name was part of a ship.
From Marvel, we've got another triple shot of awesome all new Marvel Now trades. They're super new. They're so new that we're the only ones that have touched them.
And they're all about ladies.
Well, actually they are. They are totally all about ladies. First off, Kelly Sue DeConnick and David Lopez's Captain Marvel. Very, very popular. The first 6 issues here
sees Carol go into space and join her own band of crusading guardians, even.
She-Hulk. And yes, we're really recommending She-Hulk. Why? Because it's frigging awesome. You might have that scowl on your face, you're like, She-Hulk. No. Charles Soule, Ron Wimberly, and Javier Pulido don't really reinvent her because she was awesome since Dan Slott.
The formula works.
Yeah.
It really does.
It really does. She practices superhuman law, which is a very dangerous field. Can really much, there's a lot of going-ons there. But some great guests in here. You got Daredevil, you got Ant-Man, all sorts of cool
Patsy
stuff.
Walker, Hellcat.
Patsy Walker, Hellcat. This is absolutely amazing. Highly recommended. And last but not least, you've probably heard of this book called Hawkeye. Clint Barton's not really in this issue. This is almost all of the Annie Wu stories with Kate Written by Matt Fraction, also some art by Javi Polito again. He's getting around there.
Featuring the menace of Madame Mask.
Yes,
in this
Madame
spooky
Mask.
cover from the annual. And with that, I think we should go ahead and pass this over to Anna, who has some even spookier happenings for you.
Spooky.
If you've gleaned anything about my personality from the past year or so of me doing these videos, it's that I like horror stuff. And what better month than October to debut a whole slew of horror-themed comics. First up, we have Scott Snyder and Jock's Wytches from Image Comics. He is no stranger to horror when he helped pen the book Severed, which was delightfully freaky. This runs in the same vein of woods and things lurking inside the woods that are after kids, but probably after their parents too. It's typically full of witches, as the title suggests, and witches seem to be the theme this week as we get the first issue of Sabrina from Archie Comics. I grew up on Sabrina the TV show and didn't realize that they could make it so scary, like Roberto Aguirre Sacasa did, that's a long name, did for this issue. Coming up off of their success of Afterlife with Archie, they've decided to stick with the spooky theme, and I hope this goes for a long while because this book was great. It has your spooky aunts, it has your talking cat, and it has Sabrina. She might not be played by Melissa Joan Hart, but the book is great nonetheless. We also have a #1 from Joshua Williamson, Birthright #1 from Image Comics as well. It has a slight tinge of humor in it because a dragon slayer kind of looks like Conan. It's an unexpected humor that will keep this book going with an awesome momentum that I'm really excited for. This first issue was fantastic. Williamson knocked it out of the park on this. But probably the spookiest book that I'm about to show you, children, cover your eyes, The New Fraggle Rock by Kate Leth and local artist Jake Myler. These are so adorable that it's nauseatingly cute, but in the best way possible. Kate and Jake teamed up to make an excellent book that is full of rhymes, full of innovation, and everything that you wanted Fraggle Rock to be about. It's like you could hear the music that they're singing through a comic. It's fantastic, and it's a great addition to all of your horror comics for October. Thanks.
I'm so scared, Morgan. She talked about so many scary books. Hold me.
Oh,
Please
fine.
keep me safe.
It's fine, Casey. The witches can't get you.
The witches. Oh.
Gosh. While he just goes ahead and recovers here, I'm gonna bring you some more grim tidings. The world is ending.
No!
Well, don't worry, not our world.
Oh,
it's Earth
okay.
2.
Oh, well, fuck.
It's fine, it's fine.
Oh.
This is the first issue of the third weekly series from DC Comics this year, Earth 2, World's End, #1. Following the Green Lantern, Flash, Huntress, Power Girl, Black Superman #2, and
There's a Black Superman. When did that happen?
yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, no shit.
You know,
Okay.
just cause. It's
Whatever.
Earth 2, why
Yeah,
not?
alright, sure.
And Batman, Thomas Wayne, fighting the forces of Apocalypse, because, you know, Apocalypse, they're kind of
It's
jerks.
the new bad guys. Done by like a veritable paragraph of people.
Yeah,
That's
huge
a lot of
credits right
people
there.
on that
There's
book.
some
We're
real
in-
talent there, though.
We're not even going to start with that. From Image Comics, from Cody Chamberlain and Joshua Hale Fialkov comes Punks. This was a really cool comic, came out a little small size a few years ago, and Cody Chamberlain does this really cool kind of collage art where he puts the head of a fist, a skull, a bulldog, and Abraham Lincoln on 4 punks who live in a house together. It might sound like the real world from alternate Earth, you know, and it could be.
I want to live on this Earth.
Hell yeah.
Man.
This is friggin' awesome. It's really funny. There's games, there's an activity page that's a find the word that's just poop. Color this Arctic adventure scene. Oh my god, that's friggin' hilarious. These are really cool. Yeah, and look, it's got a bulldog on the back. So
And a cover by Rob Guillory, because Rob
That's right.
Guillory's awesome.
That's right.
On the pulpier side of things over here, this is the new graphic novel from Fantagraphics and Richard Sala, In a Glass Grotesquely. This follows the exploits of super criminal Super Enigmatics, and yes, that is his real name, Sort of a mashup of classic Phantoma, Danger Diabolic, Red Hood type characters, but with a bit of a Vincent Price spin on it. Really, really awesome stuff here. All watercolored art.
And from Marvel, all new Ultimates number 9, Mr. Fife and Yanni Miloniani returning for his last issue, unfortunately, of the all-teen, all new Ultimates here. They've so far have been beating up a gang called the Serpent Skulls, which is really cool. And this issue sees lots of guns in the face, lots of really cool action-y poses that Yanni has been really good at, and just general, it's like fun, old-school kind of 90s teen comics. But with teens and,
Strange is even doing his own spin on the classic trial issue.
Yeah, no, this is really cool. It's a great book. Lots of fun.
And with that, I think we should take a break here, let someone else talk. Will, I believe, has something for you.
And happy 100th to everyone out there and to all my fellow comics should smell gooders. I started off with Batman 35. This is the big anticipated return to the here and now after Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder took us to Batman 0 year. They told us about the first year that Bruce became the Dark Knight. We're back in the here and now. We're thrown right into the middle of Gotham City in a war with the Justice League. This whole storyline called Endgame has been kept top secret, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but just suffice it to say is Batman's got a whole bunch of new sidekicks. He's in the middle of a war in Gotham City. He's got big, awesome, like, bat armor, and the Justice League. Are they fighting with him or against him? And, my question is, after the Court of Owls and the Joker and the Riddler, who is Scott Snyder going to take on next? We're going to find out in Batman 35 this week. And the next big event of Marvel, Axis #1. They've been building up to this since 2 years ago in Uncanny Avengers when Rick Remender took over. You try saying that, Marvel Rick Remender fans. So as it stands, it's Avengers, it's X-Men. They're going to have to unite against the power of the Red Skull. The Red Skull, basically, after an incredible, brutal fight with Magneto in the last issue, just when you thought Red Skull was defeated, he is now the Red Onslaught. For all you 90s fans, the Onslaught, it's basically the worst you could get of Professor X's brain and the power of the Red Skull. He's unleashed World War Hate, and the battle begins, and it's great for fans of Rogue and Scarlet Witch and Havoc. It's all in here, plus all the X-Men and more Marvel. Plus a strange villain I never thought I would see again is in this too, so how's that for a tease? Rocket Raccoon #4, it's Rocket versus Rocket. Poor the Guardians of the Galaxy breakout star. He's been framed for murders all over the galaxy. He even went to prison for it. Now he's face to face with his evil doppelganger and his evil ex-girlfriends. And then, how's this for a team up? Hawkeye versus Deadpool by regular Deadpool writer Gary Dugan. I mean, come on, it's Deadpool and Hawkeye, two kind of wise asses of Marvel. Basically, this list of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents gets lost, and there's a big murder, but it's going to lead to all kinds of big confrontations between the crazy, wacky Deadpool and the oh-so-cool Hawkeye. So that's all for me this week. Back to you guys. Happy 100th, and thanks to everybody if you're still watching out there. Take another whiff, because comics smell good.
Thank you, Will. And honestly, we prefer comic smellers. Much simpler.
You might.
Yeah, I do.
I like gooders. Comic smell gooders.
That's not a word, man. It's just not a word.
Whatever, man. I'll make up my own words. I'm a
You
writer.
can't do that.
Yaha.
You just can't do that.
Yaha.
Whatever, man. We got comics to talk about. Like, AVP, Alien vs. Predator, Fire and Stone, #1. How many subtitles can you get on one book? But this is actually really awesome. The 3rd series from Dark Horse's Aliens, Predators, Prometheus line right now. This is written by Christopher Sabella of Dead Letters, which actually has a new issue out this week. And drawn by Ariel Olivetti, who does some of the chunkiest figures on the planet. His sort of weird CGI backgrounds and digitally painted textures really work well in this book set in space. Where a rogue robot has taken over a ship with an army of aliens, and the Predators, they're like, oh, that sounds like a fun time, so they just go and hang out, like Predators do.
Speaking of a book rife with predators of various sizes, this little book. This is the well, I guess prequel to Battling Boy. Yes, it did come out second. This is Paul Pope letting J.T. Petty co-write and handing off art duties to the awesome David Rubin. This is following Aurora West, who is the daughter of the the town's only hero, who, spoilers, tragically dies in the first, 10 pages of the Battling Boy book. I actually enjoyed this more than the Battling Boy book. The character Aurora West is just really fleshed out. It's a really great, kind of not really coming-of-age story, but it's got those pieces in there where she's trying to figure out, her history, and she's got all these kind of strange visions that she's having in the middle of the night that have to do with some of the monsters that they're fighting. It's just freaking awesome. I mean, chainsaw, and there's, little creepy kind of, bad guy dudes who feel really sorry for, and it's just really great, and it's small, it's $10, fits your back pocket.
Takes a lot of the, authentic themes of being a child and having things hidden from you by your parents and things like that, and puts a fantasy spin on them. With monsters. Because monsters.
Child thieving monsters.
Speaking of monstrous things, this is the second issue of Grant Morrison and Fraser Irving's Annihilator, one of the coolest, least hyped series out all year from Legendary Comics.
Because Legendary does no hype.
Featuring, eye-searing art. Are you seeing this, man? There is someone who shows up in here with glowing nipples, just because. Grant Morrison, follows screenwriter Ray Space as he tries to make the newest sci-fi hit. Unfortunately, he then is met by the main character of his story. But, since this isn't some multiversity type thing, that can't really happen. Is he losing his mind? Is it the drugs? Or is someone just crossing over from another universe? Find out.
Dun, dun, dun. And sorry, there's just a lot of stuff this week. Last one, the internet sensation, Batgirl, number 35. Brendan Fletcher, Cameron Stewart, and Babs Tarr revamping the much-needed Batgirl. Barbara Gordon still, yes, but this is really focusing on more of kind of the current trend, not trend, but just final resurgence of realistic female characters and books that might actually appeal to female readers. Not that they're female exclusive or anything, but the styling of the book is very different from any DC comic that's coming out right now, other than, say, Gotham Academy. But it's like they finally listen to the fans, whereas Marvel's been really pushing kind of young female characters in a, funky aesthetic. DC's kind of following suit. Barbara has this awesome new outfit that's very real, very realistic, but very cool. The Doc Martens were clearly very popular with the cosplayers.
Also, she beats up Riff Raff in this issue, and I know you all want to see that.
Totally. But yeah, this is absolutely awesome. It's probably already worth money on the internet. That's one of the things. And we were also having a week from today, on the 15th, is Zanadu Comics' First Ladies Night, which will be prizes and food and lots of comic book talk. We'll have local creators here, two women who run Short Run, the small press festival that'll be here in November, along with Gina Siciliano and Ms. Marvel writer Willow Wilson will be here. So if you're a woman, you are welcome. If you're a man, you're not. Sorry. We're
going to have a bouncer. You will be thrown out.
Yeah, Perry will bounce you. But yeah, and crap, man, that's 100 episodes.
That's pretty major,
That's a lot.
Not to pat ourselves on the back or anything, but we're pretty awesome.
It's true. But thank you for watching, because, nobody would care if you didn't watch. So thank you all, and we'll see you all next week.
Oh my god.
Can you believe people are actually going to buy this stuff? I mean,
That's it! You've done 100 episodes and you still can't get it right! You're fired!
What?
No!